This is Deb Hoekstra with Bee-Bug Creations, and I'm back with another Card Making 101 video for you. In this video, I'll be sharing a way to apply ink to rubber stamps without using an ink pad. It's called the marker to stamp technique, and one way that you can use it is if you want to omit part of a stamp. So for instance, on this stamp here, let's say I wanted to just use this sentiment that says celebrate, and I didn't want these words to show up. Using the technique I'm going to demonstrate today, you can just ink this part of the stamp, stamp it on your project, and then the other words won't be there. So that's one way you can use this technique. Another way you can use this technique is like I did on the card here, where you have a stamped image and you want to use one or two or more colors to color that image. And so that's what I did on this, and this is what I'm going to be demonstrating today. So in the marker to stamp technique, the ink is added to the stamp using Stampin' Write markers. These are Stampin' Up! Markers that have water-based ink, and each of the markers has a broad tip and a narrow tip. There are pictures on the barrel that indicate which end is which, so I'm going to turn this way so you can see these pictures here. Here are all the wide tip ends, and here are the narrow tip ends. If the markers were turned this way and the pictures weren't showing, the other way you can tell which end is which on these markers is with the wide line and the narrow line. When you do the marker to stamp technique, you want to use the brush tip on your stamps. And here's a trick that's going to work for you so that the tip of your marker doesn't get smushed, because everybody always has the tendency to color with the tip of their marker, because that's the way we color with crayons. But with the Stampin' Write markers, if you use the edge of the marker like this, and you'll see when I color the stamp, you'll see what I'm doing, it saves the tip of your stamp, or it saves the tip of your marker and it won't flatten. So the other thing you need to know with the marker to stamp technique is that if you've got a lighter color, you start with a lighter color and then apply the darker colors. So in this case, I'm going to start with my Daffodil Delight marker, and I'm going to color just the very center of this flower, and I'm going to make it yellow. So I'm going to apply my ink there. All right, and then I'm going to use my Real Red marker to do the edges of the flowers. Now, you can see here how I'm using the tip of, the side of my marker, not the tip. I want to save my tip. I don't want a smushed end. So you can see here how I'm using the side of my marker. I'm coloring the stamp. The other thing that you want to make sure you do when you're coloring a big image like this is kind of be methodical in the way that you color, because that way you can make sure you get all of the areas and you don't miss anything. So I kind of did, I started in the center, I worked around this way. Now I'm doing the center of the flower, the center by the stem here, and now I'm going to finish out with this last side. So, and you can turn, you see how I'm turning the stamp around so that it makes it easy for me to color. And again, I'm just going to check here and make sure that I got all of this inked up really well. And then I'm going to finish with the green. Now, this is where the red and green come together. I could turn around and color this way, but I find it easier when there's a change of colors to take my marker and go away from the color, so that I don't have, there's less chance of me getting the green up in the red and having a mix-up. And so here I am, I'm going to finish out these leaves, and you see how I'm spinning the stamp, not moving my hand. It works better that way. Okay, so there we go. I've got my image all colored in. Now, the yellow, I did that quite a while ago. In fact, I think I see something here that I might have missed, so I'm going to go back here with my yellow stamp and make sure I got it. But most of the yellow I did quite a while ago, so it's had a chance to dry on the stamp. So what I need to do is re-moisten the stamp before I stamp it on my paper. So what I'm going to do to re-moisten it is I'm going to huff, and the moisture from my breath is what's going to re-moisten the ink when I go stamping. And actually I want to put this pad underneath my stamping. I think it'll stamp a little better. So here we go. You're going to hear me go huff, 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 and the stamp's going to disappear while I do that, and then I'll be right back to stamp. Okay, and then I'm going to put it on my paper, and I'm going to just make sure that I press really hard, firm pressure, and when I lift it up, I should have a nice image. So here you can see the red, the yellow, and the green, all from one stamped impression. So there we go. The stamp is cleaned using the Stampin' Scrub and Stampin' Mist Cleaner. I have a video out there on how to clean your stamps if you don't know how to do that. And that's right here on my YouTube channel, so you can look that up. Anyway, that's how the marker to stamp technique is done. It's pretty simple. It doesn't take a lot of tools, and it's a fun way to use your stamp in an additional way. You can find plenty of other card making inspiration on my blog at www.bbugcreations.com, so check it out. And until next time, happy stamping. Thank you.